Odin's raven.
What's happening, everybody? The end of Monday. Okay. Put everything today behind you. Let's talk about some craziness happening out there in the movie world. What is happening, everybody? How you doing? Who's out there? Who's out there? Who got it going on here? Huh? Yeah, what's going on? Hey, are they here? Some interesting developments, just a little bit, tiny bit. What's going on, Mr. JD McRae? How you doing? Jason's here. Music Man, what's up? Hey, Yod? Yod? I'm saying your name right. Alakazu, how you doing? Do this, Mr. Eric Patterson. That's right. Movie Watchmen. We got that here. We got Dark Claw. What is up? I'm in the building. That's right. Mr. Buck, how's it going? How you doing, Michael? Hello, darling. Thank you. Miss Stewart is here, of course. We got Jonas. Jonas Brothers exclusive. Exclusive! I know. Oh! I know, right? The plumber needs to stop by Warner Brothers because apparently people are just, there are just people on the set just kind of just, hey, what's going on? On the set, taking a picture. Seems to be the case, right? Hi, darling. Hello, Lego Batman. Mr. Wilmore is here. We got Chris, Serge, what's up? We got Mr. Blake Dalian. Hey, what's going on, bud? How you doing there, Mr. Diesel? And then, of course, Mr. BT. What's up? Hope you're having a super day. Hopefully, you guys had a good weekend and everything. And yeah, of course, got the Monday wine going on right now. So cheers. A good old, oof, yeah, I should probably swallow before I try to speak. Good old Pinot Grigio right there. It's too refreshing, I tell you what. Yeah, hopes like your car keys. Let's not mention that. Come on. Let's not mention that. But hey, I know there's a lot of things that happened today, man. Jeez. Seems like, and it was funny too, because, over the weekend, I mean, I didn't really do like too many like videos and stuff like that. I didn't get to some of my videos because one thing, I went out of town, and then I was trying to do things like I'm actually going to be changing up. I'm going to step away from StreamYard, try to go to Streamlabs, try to get something a little bit more, just better, because StreamYard's pretty limited when it comes to streaming and stuff like that. So I was learning that this weekend too. So look for some little upgrades that are going to be happening to the stream, some cool little fun upgrades and all that fun. But yes, guys, welcome to Film Junkee Live on your Monday, August. We are in August now. August. Hopefully you paid your rent. I'll of course drop off my rent check. Probably tomorrow morning. I always get that 3-day window, and I always wait till day 3 and just here you go. Drop that in there. But yeah, hopefully you guys are doing that. Hopefully you guys, hopefully your August is starting off pretty well. It's starting pretty interesting. That's pretty sure in the movie world, which of course we're going to be talking about certain things that happen, of course, when it comes to the Flash, little informations that are interesting information. And then of course another photo that showed some behind the scenes, which is just, again, it's like, what is going on this set? It's really interesting. I have some theories about it, but of course that's the main topic of the stream. And then I'll definitely be talking about the things that happened because, shortly after, some news came out about another Warner Brothers DC project, Blue Beetle and Mr. Mariduena. That's right. I think you say his first name like Xolo, right? Xolo? Is it Xolo? I know it's Xol, and it's not Xolo. It's Xolo, right? You know me. And then, of course, we'll dive into the Scarlett Johansson Disney thing a little bit, too, because that's gotten pretty interesting. That was obviously happened over the weekend. And then, of course, when it comes to the weekend, let's talk about that box office, too, since I didn't do a box office video yesterday. So yeah, we'll see what happens anyway. So I appreciate you guys joining. You guys are awesome. Today was, when it comes to Mondays, what can you do? Blue Beater. Yeah, Blue Beetle. Yeah, that's right. So it's happening. Ask my guy. Don't trust me. We'll be talking about that. Don't worry. We'll be talking about that. So yeah, but hopefully, but yeah, over the weekend, yeah, we didn't have a Batman the Fanimated stream on Saturday, which I apologize for, but it's always going to happen every now and then because Scott was on daddy, he was on birthday daddy duty. So happy birthday, Callum, by the way. His birthday was last week for his first birthday, which Callum has made an appearance on the Vodka stream. So happy birthday to him. And then I was going out of town. Like I said, I went to Irvine, had an extra ticket from a friend of mine for to see Tim Dillon. So that was great. So I haven't been to a comedy show in, I don't know, like 2 years. So it was nice to actually go to a comedy show. Went to the Irvine Improv and saw Tim Dillon. Love that guy. Funny stuff. And, always what happens at a comedy show, there's always going to be some drunk idiot. Why does that always have to be the case? Yep. Sadly, the next table over, there was a guy who was already had a couple before the show started. So naturally, he was talking throughout the show and then was not happy when Tim Dillon would say stuff about Irvine, because I guess this guy lived in Irvine, and every time that he kind of made fun of Irvine, because that's what comedians will do that. They'll make fun of the city that they're in. And this guy wasn't having it. And I almost thought something was going to happen because he was pissing off people around us. We were kind of getting like, Jesus Christ, this guy. And then everybody else was going, hey, and telling him to shut up and stuff. And then security finally came over and said, hey, buddy, hey, what the hell? What's going on, legend? So, yeah, so that was fun. It was fun, though. And like I said, it was one of my good friends who had invited me, and I haven't hung out with him like, one-on-one in a bit. So, of course, we played a little catch up and stuff like that, and drank a lot of beer. That's for sure. So good weekend. And then yesterday, I just kind of disconnected. Like I said, I was working on stuff here and trying to fine tune stuff. What's going on, TK? Yes. So the guy no, he didn't bitch the whole time. He was just talking to his buddy. And it was like, can you guys like not have a conversation right now? But then anytime Tim Dillon like made fun of Irvine, he was like, he was like flipping him off and stuff like that. And finally security like came over and said, hey man, you need to like relax or we're going to kick you out of there. So yeah, sad stuff. It's like, go to a show and like, hey, we're all here to have a good time. And, and some people just, I don't know, apparently just wasn't having a good night, but always seems like there's always somebody out there, but he didn't heckle. He did not heckle. Well, we were, of course, towards the back. So we didn't really I guess he couldn't really heckle, but yeah, he didn't really heckle. So anyways, guys, I'm not talking about that. Enough talking about that. Let's go to, let me see. Let me get all my stuff here. We'll go to the tweets here. That's right. Make sure. All right. Let's see what happened today and even over the weekend when it came to the tweets. All right. Here we go. All right. Let's see what happened in the Twitter world today. All right. So obviously we got all this. Yep, we'll be talking about that, of course. That just came about right now. This is pretty cool right here. Inspired by Bermejo. Yeah, right there. So Detective Part 1. First image of my shoot with the amazing Ryan. I am photography edited by Ryan as well. Heavily influenced by Lee Bermejo's art. Batman Damned. So that's pretty cool right there. And he showed me some cool Batman art. And I'm all about it, man. I'm all about it. And okay, guys, what the hell? All right, so this is interesting right here, and I love this is what I love about Dave Bautista. He don't give a shit. He just does not care, and he will talk and talk and talk and talk. He will mention stuff. What's going on, Mr. Shaking, Mr. Magic? How's it going, bud? Good to see you, sir. But yeah, he will talk about, he'll just be blunt about this. And, yeah, so, I was kind of wondering about this too. I remember when I saw the first What If trailer, I went, that's for sure not Robert Downey Jr. doing that voice, because it just sounded like somebody, I can't even do a Robert Downey Jr. impression. But it just sounded like somebody, but then I figured, I was like, well, maybe it's just because he's fully done. So he didn't want to come back and do it, because Chadwick Boseman, and apparently, I think Chris Hemsworth also is coming back for What If. But when it came to a lot of other people, Tom Holland, Cumberbatch, ScarJo, which, well, yeah, apparently they weren't coming back for the voices. And then, Dave Bautista goes right here. He goes, hey, and this person right here asks, hey, Dave, why won't you be voicing Drax on What If? And then Mr. Bautista goes, let's start with, I was never asked. What? And then I love this. James Gunn goes, what? What? He's like, what?
Oh, great Odin's raven.
Seriously. So that's interesting. I kind of wonder, like, why would they not want to have like a lot of these people come back? I don't know. I mean, I guess it was probably like a money thing. I don't know. Maybe it was a money thing. Like it was, because a lot of these contracts would have to maybe be renegotiated. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it was just like logistics, maybe in the contracts. I don't know. But it's interesting that we have some people that have come back to do the voices, but not others. But it's interesting because Dave Bautista is still coming back for Guardians 3. I don't know. But it's just funny how like James Gunn, very active on Twitter and just like, what? So, yeah, not quite understanding what was happening right there. And but I love the fact that Dave Bautista just decided to just say like, well, first off, I was not asked. So, yeah, what can he do? What can he do? Hopefully it'll still be cool. It's going to be interesting because, I mean, it's good for, I will say, if I'm going to look at this, like the plus side of this, hey, at least like actual voice actors are probably, they're getting work in a Marvel series. So that's cool, as opposed to just these, the actors who are getting already paid millions of dollars to be in the franchise. Hey, nothing wrong with that. So, well, I'm just kind of looking at it positively, but yeah, thank you. But let's all give thanks to Dave Bautista for just being so blunt when it comes to stuff about Disney, Marvel, and everything like that. It's awesome. I love the fact that he just says, fuck it. I'm just going to say whatever the hell. I'm going to answer this question, and I'm going to answer it, honestly. They didn't ask. So cool. So interesting. So whoever's voicing Drax, hopefully you got that laugh down. It's a pretty distinct laugh. So there you go. All right, but it just felt a little awkward. And then speaking of buff dudes, here's Yaya right here showing off that he's prepping up for Aquaman, back as Black Manta, of course, looking jacked as all hell. Jesus Christ, just pumped up right there. Makes me feel like a scrawny little bastard right here. So, and then here we go, guys. Okay, so guess what? Another live-action Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is in the works at Paramount. That's right. And Casey and Colin Jost are going to write it. This is the first time I found out that these two were brothers. I had no idea that they were brothers. Colin, of course, is on Saturday Night Live, does the Weekend Update and all that. And of course, is lucky bastard, relatively lucky, married to Scarlett Johansson. And then we got Casey Jost, who's like one of the people that works for Impractical Jokers. But yeah, apparently they're going to be writing a whole new live action over at Paramount. So that's right. The untitled live action movie. There's also an untitled live action movie that is separate from the CGI animated film that Seth Rogen is producing at Paramount and Nickelodeon. So a lot of people are kind of wondering, well, what the hell is happening with the Seth Rogen one? But no, this is going to be full on live action. I don't know how live action it's going to be. Doesn't really make sense. But when it comes to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I mean, third time's a charm, maybe, because let's face it, that first Ninja Turtles movie that came out in the 90s was just fucking awesome. I mean, obviously, I think we all can agree that one that came out in 1990, I remember going to the movie theater and watching that. And that movie, that is where the tone of that movie was pretty dark. It definitely was dark. So it's like, hey, why not stick with that? And of course, the studio didn't like that. So when it came to Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze, guess what? They lightened it up, and Leonardo didn't even use his swords anymore. That's how much they try to lighten it up. It's like, no, you can't use your swords on any of the guys because that'd be too cruel. That'd be too dark, I guess. I don't know. But that first Ninja Turtles movie, well, geez, even the original franchise. I tell you what, when they show the pizza in those Turtles movies, Fucking hey, doesn't it just look delicious when you see the pizza in those movies? And then you had the newer movies, the Michael Bay produced movies, which were, of course, they had sponsors up the ass. So naturally, why not just, you got a pizza, you got a movie where characters are eating pizza like crazy. Just make it from Pizza Hut or Domino's. I forgot which one it was, but they used like an actual franchise as opposed to just like a New York pizzeria. So it was like, really, the Turtles are just like big, huge Pizza Hut fans or whatever the hell it was. I think it was Pizza Hut, right? And it was just like, give me a break. The Ninja Turtles ain't gonna be eating at fucking Pizza Hut, all right? They're gonna get one of the local like New York pizzerias. But anyways, we'll see what happens with this. But this, Turtles fans out there, I don't know how you feel about this with Roy's Pizza. Yes, Roy's Pizza. Remember the opening of Turtles 2 when we saw everybody just like eating a big, huge New York slice of pizza? I'm getting hungry right now, guys. Sorry if I'm making you hungry, but now I'm craving a pizza. You just saw that. It's like big, huge. It's all, people are folding it up and just like, it's that cheese that you're literally choking on it. You're like, it's a little too much cheese on it. So good. So good. So, so yeah, I don't know. But when it came to both of those, when it came to the Turtles movies, it was like they tried the newer ones. Second one was really bad. The first one was pretty bad. Had a couple of cool moments, but I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do this time when it came to when it comes to, are they gonna do full on CGI? Are they gonna go back to costumes? Or maybe they should do both. That's what they should do. Do a little bit of both. Thank you, Collector of Worlds. Dude, the pizza. Yes, the pizza was just something. It was magical. It was definitely magical. Yeah, see, I even got you, Seek. I mean, yeah, I'm sorry if I got you guys, got you guys craving pizza, but geez, when I went to New York, man, I tell you what, just to walk into a pizzeria and just to get a slice, I don't know how many slices of pizza I had the 5 days we were there, but it was just, they're all over the place. Every corner, there's a pizza place. You ask for a slice, they throw it into the oven for about 3 minutes just to heat it up again. But it was, if you're ever in New York, go to an actual authentic Italian restaurant and sit down and have a freshly, made pizza delivered. We did that one night. It was like this one Italian restaurant. Literally, you went downstairs, and it was full on. And we got a couple pizzas, and it was magnificent. So, anyways, I apologize for getting you guys hungry when it comes to pizza. But hey, new Turtles movie. There you go. Of course, talk about that. Hey, we got some Miss Marvel right here. If anybody is, anybody cool about that? Yep, there she is in, I guess, promo art form. So, yeah, I'm not really into it, but what can you do? And then we got so you guys ready to wait about 13 months? You're going to wait 13 months for the Lord of the Rings series. It's going to be happening on Amazon. They released a date, September 2nd. 2022, and our first official image right here showing Lord of the Rings, like a nice little beautiful shot right here. So I'm sure, I saw a lot of people, of course, raving about this. Pretty awesome. Yes. What was it? Qualiber? Yeah, that elevator scene was pretty gold. That was my favorite scene of that first Turtles movie that came out recently. But yeah, Lord of the Rings coming out. But yeah, you gotta have to wait 13 months. Well, it's supposed to be it's a big budget series. They're probably shooting the whole damn thing. But there's your first shot of it right there. And I've told you guys, hey, Lord of the Rings, it's good. Movies were good, but it just never was my thing. It just never. I wasn't. So when it comes to this, yeah, I'll probably I'll watch it, but it's just nothing that I'm super hyped about. I know my nerd card. You guys probably want to take it from me. And then, of course, happy birthday to the late, great Wes Craven. Birthday today. So the Scream official Twitter was throwing out a shout out. All right. So this video right here, I'm sorry, but I do I have the audio on? I have to make sure I have the audio on because you guys got to make sure. I got to make sure you guys can hear that. I don't know if I hit the audio tab. But this video right here just made me laugh a little too much. I don't know who edited, but this one guy I follow who goes by Some Black Guy. He's a pretty hilarious dude. He's got a YouTube channel and everything. But he just said, somebody sent this to me, and it's too fucking funny. I don't know.
Like all of a sudden I'd be trying to prove that I'm not crazy when I knew I wasn't crazy.
Right.
Like all of a sudden I'd be trying to prove
Why is that so
I'm
so
not
funny?
crazy
I
when
don't know why that's so funny,
knew
but
I
it's
wasn't
funny to me.
crazy.
Right.
I laughed at that way too much. Sorry, I have no idea. Just a random video on the on the timeline that somebody put together of like Joe Rogan. You know, they spliced it when he was just making a weird noise with all that. So I don't know. Yeah. I laughed at that way too much. Way too much.
Like all of a sudden I'd be trying to
it's a serious
prove
conversation
that I'm not crazy when I knew I wasn't crazy.
Right.
And
Like
then it cuts perfectly. Ah, Jesus Christ. Sorry. Oh man. I when I first saw that, I was dying today. I was dying. Absolutely dying. Jeez. Just one of those videos where somebody just spliced it together with something that just, man, I could not stop laughing. And then 19 years ago today, guys, Signs came out. My favorite M. Night Shyamalan movie. Shyamalan, I should say. My favorite all-time of his movies, Signs, came out 19 years ago today. Crazy. Love that movie. And then, of course, Mr. Joe right here showing us some more Alfred with a cat on his shoulder. That's right, 89 Alfred with a cat on his shoulder. Look at that. Cat smiling. Gotta love it. Look at Clay Enos rocking out to some Injustice for All. My kind of dude. I need to get him on the vodka stream. Need to reach out to him and see if Clay wants to show up. But yeah, I would love to talk to him. And then what did you guys think? Obviously, I did my reaction to the Venom trailer. What did you guys think of the trailer? You know, I thought it was better than the first one, and a lot of beautiful shots. And Woody Harrelson's going to be a beast, you know. But, you know, I'm still kind of like, all right, we'll see. I mean, I hope like the humor is not too goofy when it comes to the Venom trailer. But, you know, for the most part, like I said, enjoyed it more than the first one. I thought it was pretty good. We are Venom, yes. So 19 years, crazy, right? No, but yeah, I mean, no matter what, I'm going to see the movie. I think the effects look good. I think a lot of the shots look really good. And of course, you got mocap VFX and you got Andy Serkis operating all that. He's director, so why not? I think it's going to be something pretty good. And then, of course, Tom Hardy is putting hopefully his heart and soul into it. And hopefully the studio don't actually like interfere with this one. So, but I thought Carnage looked pretty cool. Woody Harrelson, I think, is going to do a great job. So we'll do that. And of course, yesterday was Spider-Man Day. So a lot of people were posting stuff. Hey, the original. Hey, you know what? This is true. She was the original Harley Quinn right there. If you think about it, she was the Harley before Harley. Changed my mind. Now I think she was. Definitely was. And then this is a pretty beautiful shot right here. Look at that. Somebody took like the image right there and just, added some, I don't know. It's just a beautiful picture of that bat bike right there. That's right. Looking awesome right there. And the background and everything, just really well done. Good photography right there. And then Miss Susie Creates. Remember, if you guys watched the vodka stream, I mean, jeez, I probably shouldn't do that. But look at that. Look at this. She has like this big, huge Steppenwolf head that she made. Looks like a freaking piñata. But yeah, it was awesome when she like, I just, during the whole time, like she was on the vodka stream, or like most of the time, it was like she had it in the background. And we all thought it was smaller than it actually was. So good on her. And then, hey, Giants fans, it's right. We got ourselves a little Chris Bryant here, who homered yesterday in his debut, which was awesome. Crazy how all the three Chicago Cubs that got traded out, all had home runs. All three of them had a home run on their debut with their new team. It was awesome. So glad Chris Bryant is part of the Giants, man. I think he's going to fit in well for sure. And then thank you to Citrine Awi, whatever. When Mr. Meyer here asked how long you've been a supporter of Release the Ayer Cut, he posted when I posted a video about Release the Ayer Cut. This was about 2.5, 3 years ago. So, but people have started just talking about it recently, apparently. So, yeah. But anyway, so that's pretty much what's all happening there. It's a pretty cool shot of Kilmer, Bruce Wayne right there in his Rolls Royce. So, good stuff. Good stuff right there. But let's talk about The Flash, huh? Hey, there's Mama Film Junkie. Hi. Hi, Mom. All right, let's talk about The Flash and Henry Cavill and all this stuff. Now, it's been a pretty interesting day, guys. Pretty interesting day because, I mean, there hasn't really been much else when it comes to set videos and photos from The Flash. I mean, obviously we saw a lot, and the latest thing that we saw, and I did a video about it over the weekend, and you guys saw it, is Ezra Miller was on set outside, and he was caught wearing the mocap, PJs, but he was also wearing the boots and the cowl. So then it was like, all right, so that means the suit is going to be partially CGI, partially practical. Cool. That actually makes sense, because if they're going to have like the crazy lightning effect that's going to be coming off the emblem on the chest, yeah, it makes sense. But I think we had kind of talked about it too. Like, I think we talked about it on Friday. Like, there's probably a full-on costume of the new costume that we're, that's somewhere there that he might be wearing at one point. I don't know exactly if he's going to wear like just the standard maybe like when he's just full on doing his powers, it'll be CGI and practical. I don't know. But yeah, some guy, I'm not going to show it. I can't show the image, guys. I mean, if you guys haven't seen the image, I mean, just look it up. Just go on Twitter or go whatever the hell and just type in new Flash suit and you'll find it. I'm not going to show it because it was on a closed set. And again, I don't know what the hell's going on in these closed sets. See, part of me suspects that, I don't know, part of me just kind of thinks that, hey, maybe, did you guys ever think about this? Maybe Warner Brothers just actually wants this shit to come out? Anybody? I mean, like, to take like attention off of anything else and to just be building up hype? To me, it just seems a little weird when you have people on a closed set, like inside, that are taking pictures of something and then just leaking them out. Like, what the hell? So yes, there was an actual like image of the new costume. Let me see. I forgot to pull it fully up, but let's look at it again. But looking at it. So first off, I don't know if that's Ezra. Did anybody else get a sense that that's not Ezra Miller right there? I don't know. To me, it doesn't look like Ezra's shape. It almost looks like it could be a stand-in or his stunt performer. I don't know. It's very interesting. So I'm not too sure if that's actually him. I'm just not too sure if that's actually him. Doesn't look like. I mean, hey, whoever the guy is, I mean, Jesus Christ, you're doing your squats. You're definitely doing your squats. So good on you, because let's face it, yeah. We know, yeah, stunt double, right, Abel? Say, yeah. You think that is? Okay, so we got a couple people. Get off me. Man, I got to fly in here again. Yeah, I know, isn't he? I know, well, I think Ezra's, he's got some, thick legs, I guess you could say. But yeah, I don't know. For some reason, I'm looking at it and it doesn't look like his side profile either. So I definitely don't think that's him. So the costume, I mean, again, sorry that I can't show it, but I just, this is a closed set and I'll definitely get my stream, blown away by Warner Brothers. They'll hit that freaking red button and it'll blow up. But okay, so we got the boots. The boots are an interesting choice because he does have the gold boots, which cool. The yellow gold boots, whatever you want. The design is interesting. For some reason, it gives me like a Shazam kind of vibe. I don't know about you guys, but it gives me like a little bit of a Shazam vibe when it comes to the boots. And then, of course, there's still some red in the boots, so they're pretty stylized. And not to mention, like, this even goes back to the Batman 89 costume where they basically made Batman's boots out of Nike shoes. You could kind of tell, like, these boots, very tennis shoe-like when it comes to the base of the shoe. And then, of course, it just has the crazy design that goes all the way up to, up to his knee almost. So we got that. We got the belt. We got some lightning bolt stuff up here. And then we got some lightning bolt action happening on the cowl, of course. I don't know if it doesn't look like it actually sticks out. Doesn't look like that actually sticks out. But if you guys notice, plenty of texture. A lot of texture when it comes to this suit right here. And we kind of got a sense of that too when we saw the emblem revealed. they're definitely going to keep that texture vibe that pretty much got started by the Man of Steel suit, where you just have that texture and you can actually see that. And it's a little shiny too. You want all golden boots. Yeah. I need to see these images. Yeah. You got to check it out. Like I said, I can't show them because, like I said, I'll get blasted away. Yes, just probably a different Earth Flash. You think that could be? Yeah, that could be the case too. And there could be multiple suits. Who knows? I mean, I think we're going to still see the Justice League suit. I think that one's still going to make an appearance, to be honest. The yellow boots look cool. Yeah. I mean, they don't look bad. I mean, I mean, honestly, this is not a very flattering image. It's not a flattering image at all. See, that's the thing. And I love the fact that the people who are not going to see this movie, who are going to boycott this movie, obviously, when this got leaked out, they were having a field. They were just like, oh, yeah, this looks like ass. This looks terrible. Oh, my God. So, of course, they're going to like use every little, they're going to use the image to shit all over the movie because they don't want to see it. And even though like they know very well, that this is an unflattering, blurry, image that somebody just took a picture of. It's like, well, can we just actually wait till we see promo or till we see, what it looks like actually on the screen? But, that's just the way it is right now, which is fine. And again, if you don't want to see the movie for the reasons that, because of Warner Brothers being, a bunch of chuckleheads and shit like that and all the stuff and the Ray Fisher stuff. Yeah, I totally get it. I just hate the discourse of when people are like basically calling people racist or calling them like, just being disappointed and stuff like that. And it's just, but at the same time, I just want people to, make sure you're saying things the right way, because again, Fisher wasn't fired. He said that he didn't want to do any movie that had Hamada's name on it. So I keep on seeing people like talking about he got fired. It's like, nah, technically he didn't, because he made the choice of like, I don't want to be part of that. And it sucks too, because, I want to, I've always said I want to back up the Muschiettis. I like Andy Muschietti as a filmmaker, not to mention it's like, hey man, there's not a lot of, Hispanic kind of filmmakers out there in this. So we got to support that, right? I know, but everything's all kind of fucked up when it comes to that. So, it's what could he do? What could he do? I love your show. Would totally have a beer shotgunning competition with you. Well, let's do that, Brian. Do that. Oh, look at that, Mr. Russ Barnes. Been a while since I've seen you. But anyways, when it comes to the costume, I need to see it, because it just doesn't look flattering. I mean, it emphasizes whoever this, I don't think it's Ezra Miller, just emphasizes this dude's butt. And a lot of people were mentioning that today. So I don't know. Yeah, it's not Ezra. It's definitely not Ezra. Okay. So the one thing I can show you guys though, when it comes to this guy's tweets. All right. So this guy tweeted right here. And this is what I love, the fact that I chose. He goes by CryptoDad.eth. I guess he's into Ethereum. So the first screenshot, they of course like scratched out his name, but it's like, this guy knew exactly what he was doing. So I don't even know why you have to like scratch out his name. But it says, "That's awesome. A few weeks ago, I did some work on the new Flash movie with Superman and Batman on set at the same time. Boyhood dream come true." So that's the first tweet right there. So that got everybody like, what? Huh? What? You said what now? Batman? What? Superman? Not Supergirl, but Superman. What's going on? Huh? So then everybody started kind of going like, what the hell? And then I guess he followed it up. He came back after he dropped that bomb. I mean, he literally just like dropped that bomb, left Twitter, or, just logged off. And then he dropped the follow-up bomb, which I didn't see at first. And thank you, Jose, for like showing me that. He goes like this: "Geez, this got some engagement. Sorry for not replying sooner, but I actually have a life outside Twitter." Wow, throwing some shade. Yes, Cavill, not saying anything else. Also, we'll be deleting the tweet. So screenshot, which everybody and their mom did. So there you go, guys. Now, I mean, it's kind of funny because, I've said it a few times on this show and other things too, right? That, that's what I heard. And then when it came to let me just kind of go over here and let me ask somebody. And when it came to the whole Cavill thing, it's like, yeah, you asked a question, never got a yes or no answer. So I always took that as, well, you kind of just said yes. Maybe? I don't know. That was always my confirmation with it when I was like, okay, I heard, so let me go over here, ask. Never got an answer of yes or no. So that's how I kind of came to the conclusion, like, yes, Cavill is going to be in this movie. Now, probably small role, sure. And then when he talks about Batman, you kind of wonder, which Batman is it? Most likely it's going to be the Keaton Batman. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's Keaton Batman. That's, if all this is even true, who knows what the hell? This guy could be full of shit. Maybe he got handed this image and he decided, like, oh, I'm just going to post this and see what happens. Who knows? It's kind of weird because if he works for Warner Brothers or a studio, why would you do this? That's what's so weird about this stuff. It's like, why would you do this? Why would you do it? People get fired for this stuff. So why would you do it? Is he just like, hey, career suicide? Fuck it. But I'll get a lot of engagement on Twitter. It's like, no, I don't think that's the case. It's just, there's just weird things that are happening. Okay. This is now the third leak that we've had from like closed sets. I guess you could say, ooh, stomach just growled thinking about that pizza I was talking about earlier when talking about Ninja Turtles. Yeah, but it just seems a little weird. Does anybody else find it a little bit strange that, leaked promo, leaked set photos, and then now this set photo? I'm almost thinking that they're going like, hey, we really got to make sure this movie is going to be something that people are going to be talking about. So let's occasionally just release some fucking images from a closed set and see what the response is. So far, it seems like it's working because people are hyped about it. It trends and a lot of things. So I don't know. It's all very interesting, but the fact of the matter is, Cavill's not done. Cavill, as far as I can tell, not done. Not done. He's never expressed that he's just like totally over it. But I mean, who knows? Maybe putting some pressure on him. Maybe that whole rumor that he was talking to Marvel Studios or whatnot. I don't know. There's just so many things when it comes to all this. And we all want Cavill back, even if we want him in his own movie, obviously. But if it's going to, if we can just ease it in where he just shows up in these, in this and Black Adam, maybe even Shazam. I don't know if I haven't heard anything about Shazam, but to me, it sounded like he's definitely going to show up in Flash. He's definitely going to show up in Black Adam. Something's going to happen. I don't know. So, I mean, if anybody's kind of worried about it, I'm just saying. Like I said, when I heard and then I went over here and said, hey, I didn't get an answer. And to me was like, okay. And I'm sure it's going to be some kind of great, awesome surprise. He's probably going to have an awesome intro like he did in Zack Snyder's Justice League. Something's going to happen where he's just going to have like a crazy intro. And hopefully it'll still be awesome. And I think it will be because, again, Andy Muschietti, great filmmaker. And hopefully, he's just going to give us something special. But, at the same time, it's like this gives a little faith, a little bit, where it's like, hey, yeah, it's not exactly going to be the restoration of the Snyderverse. But, hey, at least some of these people are still coming back. The people that he had in his universe are still there. And then a lot of people were kind of debating on, like, is he going to have the black suit or is he going to have the blue and red suit? Sorry, I got an itch on my nose right now. Yeah, I don't know if like what's happening, but I got like an itch. So if I keep doing that, I swear, I know you guys are going to make like stupid cocaine jokes. I get it. Yeah, shut up, Jose. Shut up. I'm just kidding. No, but people were kind of debating on what suit is he going to have, and that's going to determine what canon it is. I mean, odds are he's going to have the blue suit. He is going to have the blue suit more than likely. He really is. And so then you kind of go, well, does that mean this is coming off the Justice timeline, or is this coming off the Zack Snyder timeline? Like, which canon is going to be? Which one is it going to be? Which one is it going to be? But at the same time, I'm just kind of going, I just want to see Cavill and Superman again. That's it. I just want to see Henry Cavill as Superman once again. That's all I'm really wanting right now. I'm not trying to, until I see the movie, I'm not going to like rush to be like, hey, which timeline is this going to be a part of, or which multiverse, whatever the hell. So Thank you, Jose. Variety is going doing the Lord's work and asking cast and crew about the air cut at the. Oh wow, they're doing that right now. That's cool. Rovan said it could happen. Here, have some money. Thank you. Well, thank you, Jose. Well, there you go. Well, you just gave me like a. Well, no, it's not really an exclusive, but thank you, Jose. So that's cool. That's cool that Variety is still asking about the air cut. I mean, it's almost like a no-brainer. And the fact that Rovan is like, yes, let's do this. Yes. But anyway, so I'm just kind of, I know at this point, I'm not looking at it as which canon is it part of. I just want to see Cavill back as Superman. That's all I want to see. Blue suit, black suit. Which suit do I prefer? I prefer the black suit. I've talked about it, how I think that suit is gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love the black and silver. I think it's awesome. But at the same time, I still think the blue suit's also awesome. So I'm okay with it. Okay, I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh my God, this is like a continuation. No, I'm just going to be like, hey, there's Henry Cavill as Superman again. Huh. Thank you. Awesome. Thank you, Andy, for doing that. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to just, because we don't know a lot about this movie. We don't know a lot about the plot. We know that it's a little bit Flashpoint, multiverse. We know all that, but we don't know a lot about what's exactly happening in this movie, which thankfully, I mean, if you look at some Reddit leaks or whatever, I don't know if I haven't really paid attention to those. I saw a couple little things. I'm like, that doesn't sound right. Hopefully I'm just kind of going like, hey, this is going to be something they keep like the plot under wraps. So I don't know. Looks like dad bod Flash. So he said, yeah, it's definitely not him. So we don't even know who the villain is. I know. We don't even know who the villain is, but we know that, time travel and multiverse travel is going to be a heavily part of it. So Nightmare Superman had the blue suit. Yeah. So, I mean, it's just one of those things. Like, I know it's always going to be a debate. And when it comes to being in the Snyder fandom, it could be a pain because there's just people that'll just totally just point your finger and call you this or call you that, or say this for supporting that and blah, blah, blah. And there's always going to be all that stuff. And it sucks. It sucks because I really wish this movie didn't have like the kind of, it's kind of cursed a little bit with all the stuff that's happened behind the scenes with this movie. And it sucks. But at the same time, Flash is one of my all-time favorite characters. And like I said, I like the Muschiettis and I want to support the people involved. And it's just kind of weird because when it comes to the discourse in the fandom, it's difficult because everybody's going, don't support this. And then all of a sudden you got Ben Affleck, you got possibly Henry Cavill coming back. There's possibly a Gal Gadot Wonder Woman presence in here. We saw the bus. Who knows if Jason Momoa, maybe, there's just a lot of things where it's like, are you just going to start turning your back on the cast? I don't know. And at the same time, you got VFX supervisors that worked on Zack Snyder's Justice League that's working on this. They were on the stream that Sunday, Brian and DJ. So it's very hard to just be like, I can't, And I know they all agree that what happened behind the scenes when it came to Warner Brothers, they didn't like it, they hated it, but at the same time, it's like, they're still doing their thing. So it's kind of hard to just be like, hey, I can't just like turn my back on this movie, Yeah, so it's all, I think we all kind of dig it, but we'll see what happens. But like I said, man, it's like, I'm pretty sure. I mean, even Ray Fisher said he's going to watch it. Yeah. Yeah. Even Ray Fisher will check it out. I think he's not going to like watch. He's not going to rush out there and watch it like opening weekend, but yeah, he's probably going to he's definitely going to watch it. I think, because him and Ezra Miller, you saw the behind the scenes with him and Ezra Miller. They created a, pretty good bond. And I'm pretty sure that they've been talking to each other throughout the whole bullshit that's been happening. You can't tell me that Ezra and Ray have not talked to each other. You cannot tell me that. I mean, I'm pretty sure that they did. And I'm pretty sure Ray was like, hey, man, do your thing. I'm not saying I'm not going to, and it sucks too, because the story would be so much better if it had Cyborg in it. It'd be so much better if it had Cyborg in it. And it'd be cool if somehow they pulled a fast one and said like, oh yeah, Ray Fisher's definitely in it. But yeah, it all kind of sucks, man. It all kind of sucks. Why is it always? I know everything's always rumors. Well, it's all you could do. You know, you always have to take everything with a grain of salt. But I mean, I'm just gonna say that I 100% think that yes, for sure, that Henry Cavill is going to be in the Flash movie. You know, like I said, I kind of did my verification of it all, so kind of did all that. So who knows who else is gonna show up? It's gonna be a pretty crazy movie. That's all I gotta say. All right, and then kind of interesting that. You know, that this news came about. Okay, all of a sudden, like the rap, the rap, Warner Brothers in the rap, Scoopy Pants, Humberto, Scoopy Pants, got that fucking, Warner Brothers red phone going on. And anytime it seems like shit comes out, all of a sudden, we get like, oh, guess what? We got, that Blue Beetle series or whatever, yeah. That guy that you guys want to play him? Well, turns out that's what's happening. It's kind of weird, right? I think it's kind of weird. I think we can all kind of look at the fact that we got this news of Mr. Mariduena from Cobra Kai, Xolo, is reportedly in talks to play Jaime Reyes in the Blue Beetle. I guess it's going to be a series, right? But yeah, here it is right here. DC's Blue Beetle. Movie reportedly eyes on Cobra Kai star Xolo Mariduena. Scoopy. So this is what's been happening right here. And this, like I said, just the fact that this got released today with all the other leak stuff, it's kind of interesting. So I don't know. I think it's a little convenient. And then, you know what, guys? It's not in talks. I think it's actually happening because guess what he posted on his Instagram? Right there. Boop. Yeah, so he's pretty much like, it's official. Holy crap. So pretty much there it is. We got our Blue Beetle. There it is. I think it's pretty much a verification right there. So directed by Mr. Soto. So I think we pretty much, so it is, okay, never mind. It is a series. I don't know why I thought, or it's not a series. It's a film on HBO Max. I thought it was going to be a series, but it should be a series. I don't know. So there you go. Pretty much verified right there. But it's just kind of funny. Like, it just seems convenient when it came to all the Flash stuff right there. So yeah, and I think it's a great choice. I think he's a great choice. Definitely think it's a great choice for Xolo. And, he's great in Cobra Kai. He's got like an enthusiasm, He's, I've only seen him in Cobra Kai. I haven't really seen him in everything else, but he seems like he'd be a pretty good choice right there. He seems like he's going to be an up and coming star. And that's what you kind of want when you have like a character that not a lot of people know about. And maybe you could turn it into something where it just blows up, hopefully that could be the case. And yeah, you want to get like an up and coming star. And I think, yeah, perfect right there, for a Jaime Reyes. Yeah, I think it'll work. It's going to be interesting though, because I really want to, I wanted to get to the point where there's a Booster Gold Blue Beetle team up. I want it to get to that point. I don't know. I remember there was always like talks about a Booster Gold series. I remember that was like, that was somewhere. I'm sure Scott has it written down in the development document that he has of all the DC stuff that's been in development. I'm sure it's somewhere in there. But yeah, there was once talk about a Booster Gold like series, and I thought that would have to be a series. Booster Gold has to be a series, to be honest. But then I want to eventually get to the point where you do have that team up between Blue Beetle and Booster Gold. I think that'd be something unique and really awesome. So, but I think, when it comes to this news, we have our Blue Beetle. It's him. He pretty much said, okay. And it just shows you right there that he didn't know that this was going to come out. See, this is weird. Just weird. On the day that we're hearing about Cavill and the Flash and we get the new Flash costume snapshot kind of thing, all of a sudden Warner Brothers is like, hey, can you just announce that so-and-so is in talks? And then you go over to his Twitter. You go over to Xolo's Twitter, and not Twitter, but his Instagram, and he's like, oh my God, it's out. So I think it's in the bag. It's kind of funny when you hear about stuff like in talks. Usually that means, oh no, it's already in the bag, but we're just going to release it slowly. Like, that's usually what the case is. I found out, recently, or they kind of say like, oh, he's in talks. But, yeah, it's usually pretty much in the bag when that's the case. So Umberto was dismissing Cavill coming back with, oh, okay, I heard rumors about it. Then the Blue Beetle. Yeah, see, that's a little, again, it's a little strange. So I don't know. So I didn't realize he was dismissing that because I'm blocked. So I did not know that. I didn't know that. So, but hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully we can get that. Yeah, the Momoa snowman. Yeah, that's not happening. But hey, as long as we're getting a Blue Beetle, that's all that matters. Okay, so let's talk about Scarlett Johansson and Disney. Now we saw what was happening at the end of last week when it came to ScarJo and Disney. She was promised more when she was promised some of that box office nut when it came to Black Widow. And since it got released on Disney Plus as well, pretty much it was going, hey, I'm not going to get what was owed to me. And so then that happened, and then Disney responded and said that they worked with her, and then there was a whole pandemic thing, and then you had people just talking about it and blah, blah, blah. And then even like Gerard Butler all of a sudden came out, and he saying that he's going to sue for Olympus, not the last, is Angel Has Fallen, or whatever the hell, the last Olympus Has Fallen movie. He didn't get all what he was promised. And then, of course, there was rumors about Emily Blunt doing the same thing, a lot of things. But as far as I could tell, when it comes to the lawsuit, right now it's a Scarlett. This is a Screen Rant article that says Scarlett Johansson lawsuit blamed on new Disney CEO in new report. So a new report on Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow lawsuit blames Disney CEO Bob Chapek for the current situation. After Marvel's Black Widow premiered in theaters and on Disney Plus simultaneously in early July, Johansson sued Disney over the film's release, citing breach of contract. Johansson's earnings from Black Widow are a core issue in the lawsuit, as her deal with the studio included box office bonuses. Johansson and her team state Disney did not renegotiate her contract when it was decided Black Widow to receive a hybrid release. The fallout has been particularly ugly, with Disney issuing a statement claiming the lawsuit has no merit whatsoever and essentially accusing Johansson of being insensitive about the effects of the ongoing pandemic. Yeah, they kind of fired back and said, what the fuck? How dare you? It's like, Anyways, Johansson, they did that. So Johansson's agent called Disney's response an attack on the actress's character, and Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige is reportedly angry at Disney for letting things get to this point. Considering Johansson's long history with Disney, it's a bit surprising to see the two parties have such a public feud. Some believe Chapek is the one to blame. Ouch. So here's a statement right here. It says a new report, the Johansson lawsuit, the Wrap, states that multiple insiders, and it says he didn't think it would blow up in his face, says USC Marshall School of Business adjunct Professor Jean Del Vecchio was one of the few to compare how Chapek handled Black Widow to former CEO, Disney CEO Bob Iger's approach. He said Bob Iger was named CEO in 2005, not only due to his business, his back over like there, but for his mastery of developing and keeping relationships that he had honed for dozens of years, working with temperamental, high-profile stars. Disney's acquisition and management of Pixar, Marvel, and Lucas are testimony to his ability. Chapek's previous experience with Disney consumer products, parks, and resorts did not demand the same level of star-charged interaction. So they're blaming the new CEO for this crap. And apparently, and then, of course, too, we have Emma Stone, who also might be suing over the Cruella. She was supposed to be getting some stuff, too. So who knows? It's always interesting, though, because, man, these movie stars, they get paid like $20 million up front, and then they're supposed to get a box office portion, which, man, they make a lot of money. But at the same time, you kind of get it because, hey, that was part of the contract. She is owed some money. So, yeah. See, but what's interesting about this, and I kind of talked about this with somebody too, is like when it comes to streaming and how these movies are going to get released now, how it's going to be like a dual release and whatever, it's really exposing that, again, it's exposing that old guard of the shadiness of Hollywood, I guess you could say, and all these fucking greedy assholes that are behind the scenes that are just making money, not doing shit, but making stupid decisions. It is kind of interesting. Like, it's kind of exposing that because, they're exposing the shadiness. This was a little bit of shadiness. If she was owed like some box office, a percentage of that and then didn't get it, and there was no renegotiating when it came to the streaming stuff, it's kind of exposing something like that. So it's going to be interesting to see how this moves forward because, like I said, Gerard Butler doing the same thing. There's a possibility that Emma Stone and Emily Blunt might be doing the same thing too. We haven't heard anything about Emily Blunt. I remember there was like a headline that said, "Oh yeah, Dwayne Johnson's not going to do that." It's like, yeah, because he's the businessman. He's like, "Give me all my money up front, motherfuckers." So, of course, Dwayne Johnson's not going to do it for Jungle Cruise, but it is going to be interesting. They ever apologized to Gunn? I don't think they ever really did that either. That's what's so weird about that. I don't think publicly, at least. I don't know. Everything's all been weird. But hey, if they want to expose Disney for being shady assholes, I think we can all kind of get behind that, right? Right. Let's do it. Okay. And speaking of box office, kind of wanted to, since I didn't do a box office video over the weekend, I wanted to talk about the box office because, yes, when it comes to Jungle Cruise and the Green Knight, which I saw, I didn't see Jungle Cruise because I really didn't care to see it, and I wasn't really all about it. But it did make, of course, $35 million domestically over the weekend. But hey, Green Knight, for being a small movie, 6.7 domestically, not too shabby. I don't know if it has the budget listed right here. I'm sure the budget wasn't too high because, it's an A24 movie, but, not too shabby, I guess you could say, for a small movie that has to do with a night that, is very artsy fartsy and very, based on poems. So it's, 6.7, not too shabby, but it's going to get nominations when it comes to Oscar season or award season, I should say. But Space Jam has like really gone down since, man, it's really taken a dive. Old, still kind of, not too bad, coming in seconds, almost 49 million worldwide, not too shabby. But of course, Jungle Cruise, like I said, 62.6 million worldwide. Yeah, of course, this movie, essentially should be at over 100 million if you think about it, worldwide, not domestically. But yeah, so things are still kind of wonky, and now you got people that are getting afraid again because there's a COVID variant out there that apparently not even the vaccine can do much about. I don't know. It's all very interesting. Or people don't get as sick, but yet they still can transmit it. It's all, it's hard to like keep track of like what is going on when it comes to all that, but it's still going to have a much of an effect when it comes to movies. That's why I'm saying like this shit about releasing movies on streaming is not going anywhere. And if it keeps on exposing shady shit, then why not? Then I'm okay with it. If it's going to expose some of the shady shit, fine. But at the same time, when it comes to box office, it's like, how are we supposed to gauge all this? Now we got Suicide Squad coming out this week. And now I'm kind of wondering, like, how is that going to, and I'll say this now. I don't think the Suicide Squad is going to make as much money as the first Suicide Squad. I don't think it's going to get up there. I honestly don't think that. So I don't know how, but it might be pretty popular on HBO Max. So I guess that's what we're going to see when it comes to this week's box office in Suicide Squad. I'm curious to hear about that. And I'm pretty damn sure that, Warner Media will release those numbers pretty damn quick. Yeah. But it's going to be interesting to see what the box office is like for a full-on hard R movie. Suicide Squad, who knows what's going to be happening with it, but I do not think it's going to make as much money as the first one for sure. So, what can you do? We're still very much in a pandemic, and it's just like I said, everything's so up and down when it comes to all this stuff. Who knows? Hey, what's going on, Tony? You don't think so? Yeah. I don't know, man. It will be popular on Pirate Bay. Sadly, what's funny about that though, and I think we kind of talked about it. I think even Steven brought that. I don't know. I think we talked about it on a vodka stream where, they're looking at even those numbers. You download a movie on Pirate Bay or something illegal, they're still getting those numbers and kind of going, They're looking at the popularity. Yeah, they would rather have people obviously pay for the service, and people should. It's funny how open we are about pirating things, just open to the public. Like, you're literally admitting that you want to steal something. I never understand when people puff up their chest and be like, "That's right, yeah, I'll be downloading that. I'll be pirate." Ooh, big man, you're admitting to stealing. Yeah, I didn't mean to say big man, and women too, or whoever. But it's always just funny when people have those proclamations like, "That's right, I'm going to download that illegally." Good for you for admitting that you're going to steal something. It's like, if you don't want to watch the movie, don't watch the movie. But you still want to watch the movie. You realize you're still admitting that you want to watch the movie, even though you're downloading it illegally. I don't know. That's just, to me, it seems a little weird when you make that proclamation. I don't know. Well, no. I wasn't accusing you, Alakazoo. Yeah, I wasn't accusing you, but you brought up a good point and we brought up the point on the Vodka stream where they look at those numbers too. That, yeah, people were still interested in watching this movie. They just didn't want to pay for it. That's the kind of thing. I mean, that's what's interesting about it is they're using those analytics as well. I remember that got brought up when it came to Zack Snyder's Justice League. It was fucking illegally downloaded like crazy. But that just showed that it was still popular. It showed that it had good numbers when it came to all that. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. First was about 800 million. Well, mainly because, we'll see what happens though. Yeah, I just don't see the Suicide Squad making as much as the first one for sure at all. So, oh yeah, here we go. So, even talking about this, let's look at this right here. So we got Variety. Thank you to Nick for sending this over to me right now. But here's what Variety's been doing. This is at the Suicide Squad premiere right here. Talking about apparently on this stuff. Here we go.
Good. Warner Brothers released the David Ayer cut.
Listen, I think David Ayer is a really talented guy.
Yes.
I think Warner Brothers, I really was happy for Zach that Zach got a chance to do the Snyder cut. And I think it's really just a conversation that David can have or not have with the studio and see if they feel that what he's going to bring to the party is worthy of, a different look at it.
And then good. Warner Brothers released the David
Yes.
Ayer cut.
Roven, always been a man of the people. Well, he always seems like he's been on his side. So, and yeah. Okay. Okay. So this even happened too. So there you go. Okay. So yeah, we're getting all kinds of confirmation right here. No, but no, it's good for Roven. I love that. I mean, that guy, he's always been on the side of the director. That's for damn sure. But now going to the Twitter questions. I just saw this right here that somebody responded to the show right here, but right off the bat, whoa, easy. Oh yeah, it is National Boob Day, guys. It's National Boob Day, so I know somebody, and I put that in my tweet, so I got to be careful you guys don't actually show boobs. I got to be careful. I didn't double check, but I think we're good. So, hey, there's Eric. So imagine what the ladies suing Disney follow Batista, who wants to be Bane, and Gunn moving over to DC. Who could you see ScarJo and Emma Stone play in the DCEU? I don't care for ScarJo to be in the DCEU. I think, she had her fun. She had her time. She don't need to be in there. Emma Stone, I always thought, I always wanted her as a Batgirl, but that ain't going to happen. But yeah, nice boobage right there. Gerard Butler has some good boobs too right there. I always thought he would be a good Hawkman, but that's not going to happen either. Ronak, what are the chances of Slade showing up in the car chase scene that was being shot? I doubt Slade's going to be there. I don't think there's going to be a lot of chances. Have you checked out Ulysses' cut of Waterworld yet? I have not yet, Michael, but I plan on doing it one of these days. Definitely going to watch that. Edward, hey, Dave. So it looks like Mikey Sutton from Geekosity yet again is correct with his scoops about Superman and the Flash. Yeah, but he was dead wrong about Green Lantern. Yeah, it's true. But again, yeah. I mean, everybody's, we should come up with a rating system for scoopers, like Rotten Tomatoes, and see their percentage of how well they do. Because, there's also some ones that they're dead wrong. But yeah, I will say that, yes, they have Geekosity and him have been saying about Cavill and Superman as well. So, John, I thoroughly believe that after David's statement on Thursday that the Ayer cut is inevitability, he opened a can of worms that Warner Brothers have tried to keep buried for years. He poured out his heart and soul, and people, detractors included, backed him. If they say no, then they look bad. Exactly. Inevitable. There you go. National Boob Day right there with Homer. And then we got Jacob right here, who scared me for a minute. Actually, yeah. By the way, this whole thing about these girl influences, this is one of those crazy videos. Thank you, Jacob, for your sending me over another crazy video. I never get I never got the whole appeal of the influencer, the young girls that look like anime characters. Not for me, man. Not for me. I found that no, not for me. I'm just no. But anyways, thank you, Jacob, for another crazy video. But of course, there's probably some music on there that's going to get me copyrighted. Claytalian. So you think that Blue Beetle news was dropped today to bury the Henry Cavill news that seemingly was probably meant to be a surprise if it indeed ends up being true? I kind of do. Kind of seems like that's the case. And then here we go right here. Thank you, JD McRae. Right here. Aaron Couch right here said, Blue Beetle has arrived at the Suicide Squad. Director Angel Manuel Soto and Warner's exec surprised that Xolo Mariduena with the news at dinner just last night. So it is confirmed again right there. Boom. There we go. There's our director and lead actor duo right there. So rock on, man. That's right. Showing some of that. Yeah, that's right. Good on them, man. I think that was a good choice. I think it's a good choice. He's got a lot of charisma. Mr. Xolo has. And Andy Serkis, I trust, with Venom 2. Yep, I'm really thinking that too. Man, you guys are really loving the ScarJo boobage going on here. ScarJo boobage. Nothing wrong with ScarJo boobage. She has good boobage. I do find it funny though. I do find it funny how, like in Black Widow, I think we kind of talked about this too. Was I forgot who talked about it. Maybe it was on the Vox stream or something like that. But there's always like this whole thing about male directors doing the whole like, oh, I'm gonna film your butt. I'm gonna film your butt. Black Widow movie. I mean, if you guys saw it, there's a lot of shots of kind of close to ScarJo's butt, and you're just kind of going, yeah, but this is a female director. What's going on here? I mean, I'm not complaining. She's got a nice little caboose on her. I'm just saying, rock it. But it is funny, how there was always like that whole thing, that whole stigma. But then all of a sudden you have a female director doing the same thing. It sells, guys. It sells. Just like, hey, if we ever get a Nightwing movie, you better believe that whoever gets cast as Nightwing better have been doing his squats. Okay. That's all I'm saying, because we all know that Nightwing is the king when it comes to male superheroes. He doesn't have a cape. He's the king of, strutting his fucking, his backside. So I'm just saying, like, whoever gets cast as that better have, they better be looking at that, just like Batman with the chin. If you're gonna get a Dick Grayson in that Nightwing. I mean, even though we have, of course, what's his name, who's Nightwing and Titans, but apparently, from what I've seen, not that I was looking, guys, but hey, he's been doing his squats. Man, this just got into a weird spot. It did. End the show on National Boob Day talking about Nightwing's butt. There you go. You never know what's going to happen on Film Junkee Live. That's for sure. Yes. The Glute Master. That's right. No, hey, I'm trying to be an equal opportunity butt ganderer. I don't know what I'm trying to be. I'm just saying, I'm trying to be like, hey, nothing wrong with looking at some superhero butt, whether it's guy or girl, Hey, I should have had the drop like He Must Work Out from Dumb and Dumber. That's what I should have had. Jeez. I don't know what's going on here, Roger. I really don't. I'm just trying to be, like I said, an equal opportunity butt superhero ganderer, okay? I'm trying to give props to both female and male superhero butts. That's what I'm trying to do here, okay? That's all. That's all I'm trying to do here. That's what I'm trying to do. That's all. I think it's a good way to end the show today, guys. Appreciate you guys clicking in as per usual. Yeah. And like I said, I'll do a post-show vlog for you members. So if you're not a member, hit that join button. Do so. Do all that. But of course, hit that like, thumbs up before you leave. Hit that notification bell so you know when I'm doing this stuff. Make sure you subscribe too as well. If you want to join the Patreon's down there. If you want to help out that pirate ship, I'm going to start doing something. I'm going to start doing something exclusively on Patreon. To be honest, I'm going to do like just, I don't know, maybe just an audio thing where I just kind of rant off about stuff and just have it exclusive for Patreon as well, just to add to some of the other, stuff. Do that. So if you guys want to join the Patreon and help out the pirate ship, surely would appreciate it. And then of course, merchandise down below when it comes to, if you want to get some shirts and stickers and all that stuff. And as per usual, I appreciate you guys clicking in. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Same Junkee time, same Junkee channel. All right, guys. Talk to you later.